everyone's lazy. Our retention span is extremely low. As a generation, it's like the lowest it's ever been. We all know this, right? That's why our hooks have to be absolutely amazing when someone scrolls off.
You're listening to the Affiliate Marketing Podcast brought to you by affiliatemedia.com, the chapter and verse of everything you need to know about running a successful affiliate program for your business. Now, here's your award-winning affiliate and performance marketing host, an industry veteran, your affiliate marketing guide, and the founder of Affiverse, Leanne Johnston.
Think you know how to get traction on social media? Think again. Today, we're diving deep with a Gen Z mastermind who's flipped the script on digital marketing. And wait until you hear exactly how he did it. Meet Khaled Mustafa, the 20-year-old phenomenon who built a 250,000 TikTok following before most of us have had our morning coffee. But he's not just another social media star. He's the architect behind Beckett Stores and a trusted partner of industry giants like Shopify and TikTok. You're about to discover his game-changing Olsen technique, a strategy so effective it's helping him outmaneuver his competitors. And if you're still sliding into DMs to pitch partnerships, Khaled's about to show you why that's dead on arrival and reveal the brilliant alternative that's actually getting brands results. Buckle up for a masterclass in modern marketing that'll change everything you thought you knew about building influence in this digital age. This isn't just another social media success story. It's your wake-up call to the future of digital engagement and how to build your affiliate program successfully. Get ready, because we're about to crack the code on Gen Z marketing, and trust me, it's not what you're expecting. Welcome to this week's Affiliate Marketing Podcast with me, your host, Leanne Johnston. And today I'm super excited because I've got Khaled Mustafa from Beckett Stores on the podcast with me. We actually met in London at a TikTok event, and I just thought to myself, my goodness, I've got to get this guy on our podcast, get him talking to all of you, and get him telling you some of the secrets and nifty things that he's doing on both TikTok and Instagram with e-commerce publishers. And also all the knowledge that he has, because for once I was in a room with people that were smarter than me. And so without any further ado, I'm going to introduce Khaled to you guys now. Khaled, it's amazing to have you on the podcast. Thank you so much for being here with me today.
No worries. Thank you, Leanne. I really appreciate it. I'm glad to be here. I'm excited to speak to everyone, share a little bit of my knowledge, and see what we can get done.
Amazing. So let's start off by introducing you to my wonderful audience. Tell us a little bit about your journey and how you founded Beckett Stores.
Of course. So my name is Khaled Mustafa, as Leanne has told you all. I actually started Beckett Stores in January 2023. So it's coming up on 2 years now, which is actually insane. My journey is a little bit unorthodox in a sense. I'm 20 years old currently. I was in school. I tried dropshipping many times, as many of us probably have in the e-commerce world. Yeah. And I failed a bunch of times. I failed over and over until eventually I had one store which actually started making me some money. And when I started making money, I kind of just dialed in on it. I started learning how to media buy. I started learning all of these different strategies, etc. And I kept seeing this one persistent ad on my feed. And at this point, I realized, okay, look, you can only run an ad for so long if the ad is profitable, right? That's sort of a pattern that I began to recognize from my e-commerce journey. And I saw someone selling pre-built e-commerce stores. So me and my business partner, Fraser Jameson, who's an amazing individual, we decided to almost follow his path where he's selling pre-built stores around e-commerce. So at this point, we, like I said, failed many times, but also managed to build a successful store. And with that knowledge, we were like, okay, let's just help other people also build successful stores so they can start their own journey. And let's do this for a very low ticket price. So for example, £10, £20, etc. And then on the back end of that, as every single affiliate person knows, that's how you make your affiliate money. So that's why I make my affiliate money from Shopify, from TikTok, from Zendrop, from all of these large platforms which support entrepreneurs inside their e-commerce journey.
Okay, so you've walked the walk, and now we're going to get you to talk the talk, because a lot of what we learn in affiliate marketing is actually learned on the job. There is no school of affiliate marketing that is teaching you how to leverage all of these platforms and learn all of these platforms. And following in the footsteps of Mr. Beast, you know, it takes hours and hours of time looking and testing and failing and trying and learning in order to get the skill set that you guys have. Now, Khaled is quite a serious affiliate guy. So regardless of the fact that he's told you that he's 20 years old, I want you to park that to the side, because he is totally immersed in these platforms, and we are going to pick his brains today to figure out what is going on there and how you guys can leverage these channels too, either directly or with your affiliates that you're working with. So let's start with why you decided to focus specifically on platforms like TikTok and Instagram. Like, why were those the platforms of choice? Is that just because everybody was there? Or were those the platforms that you actually were affiliated to? Like, you actually felt like you could work in those platforms and they had the right tools? What was the thought process?
So for me, obviously, I came into the space at a relatively young age. So for me, I always grew up, on Instagram, on TikTok. Things like Facebook was sort of the generation slightly prior to me. It's just I understood the platforms. I was an avid user of these platforms, like many of us. And because of that, I almost had a form of relation to it. I was actually a TikToker as well, Leanne. You don't know this.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. When I was 15 years old, I actually grew a TikTok account to 280,000 followers.
Wow.
And that was all 100% organically. It has dropped. It's now 230,000. Yeah, it's quite a lot. I never made a penny off it until I realized I can use it as a leveraging platform. So I used to resell sneakers, etc. And then one day, my brother said to me, I have the Supreme box logo I want you to sell. It's a product that you can sell for about £600. You buy it for £100.
Okay.
And I kept saying, I don't know anyone has £600. Who's going to buy that? And then I realized, why don't I just post this video onto my TikTok? That video got about 20, 30,000 views. I had almost like 100, 200 people trying to buy it off me. I managed to mark the price up to about £700 and it was sold in 2 hours. So once I saw that happen at the age of 15, that's when I was like, okay, TikTok, Instagram, these platforms, you can clearly leverage them in an insane way. If I'm doing something for £700 by posting a simple video for completely free, it's all about a marketing experience, right? It's just taking a product that already exists, putting it in front of someone. The same way that dropshipping works. That's the way I treat everything I do. It's just taking this product that already exists, putting it in front of the right audience, because everyone wants to buy your product. You just need to figure out who that person is.
Yeah.
And from there, I basically focused on TikTok and Instagram. And like I said, when I was running my e-commerce stores, there's also the platforms I was using when I was promoting my stores.
Okay. So you've worked with businesses that have hit major milestones, and you've mentioned a few there. I mean, 250,000 people, massive amounts of sales off of one video. Like, people like me in my generation, we're like, oh yeah, that stuff happens out there in the ethernet, but actually meeting somebody that does it is the exciting bit for me. So what are the core strategies or the playbooks that you can recommend to people listening here that you've developed that every e-commerce business, whether you're, selling trainers, selling t-shirts, selling, whatever it is that you're selling online, should know about, especially when they're aiming to scale quickly? What is that? Like, I want you to give the step-by-step playbook of what do you do, or how do you work with these content creators that know how to do this? So let's first target, how do you do it? And then we'll target, like, how should affiliate managers be approaching these people? Because we do have a disconnect in our industry where influencers have come into the performance channel and they shouldn't be managed the same way that traditional publishers are. And I want to kind of dig into that a little bit, because you are the persona that we're trying to work with and we need to understand you. So let's start with a playbook. How do you actually grow an audience to 250,000 followers on TikTok and Instagram?
There's two different ways. And the first question I'm going to have to ask you is, do you want speed or do you want a long-term goal, which is a little bit more risk effective?
Okay. I think let's start with what is the easiest, and probably speed is going to be the one that everybody wants to get, because then they can monetize after that.
Of course. Okay. So for me, I realized I tried this organic route. Like I said before, I was posting videos. It wasn't necessarily to promote product. It was mostly just for my personal brand at the time. I posted videos trying to relate to an audience. So the first thing I did is I figured out, who is my niche? I can't target every single person on the internet. It's impossible. We all know that's impossible.
We'd love to, but we can't.
Yeah, of course. But also the thing is, even if you do target everyone, that doesn't really matter. What I found personally, sometimes I might get 1 million views on a video. If I'm targeting the wrong audience, that doesn't make a difference, because at the end of the day, I want to make money. I don't want to be a TikToker. As weird as that sounds, I know we're the same. But some videos I have maybe get 1,000 views, but because I'm targeting the correct audience, I'm leveraging that audience. It might make me significantly more money. So when it comes to speed, I realized there's two ways to go about it. Of course, post organically. So posting organically simply means leveraging the platforms you're on, whether that be X, whether that be TikTok, whether that be Instagram, whether that be LinkedIn, anything. Just make sure you're posting regularly valuable content, because this is how you're going to hit the audience that you want to hit. I want to make sure everyone understands that it's not a fast process. There's a big mistake that people make where they assume if they post a video overnight, they make 2,000 views. They wake up with 100 views and be upset. Guys, it's a long process. It's a very long process. Leanne is actually the best person to ask about this. But once you keep consistent, it really does pay off. So organic is amazing. But like we just said, it's not very quick. And if we have a budget behind this, we want to speed stuff up, we want to monetize, we want to be quick with it. So I also began learning, how do I use media buying to boost my organic reach, right? So a big issue that I've understood sort of coming into this market relatively recently, I have a lot of friends who run agencies. They run businesses purely organically. I have a lot of friends who run businesses and agencies purely through media buying. And I don't typically meet anyone who uses both together. So everyone I know runs stuff organically, they always say, okay, this is really good because my margins are high, but I don't know how to actually run ads.
And you also don't know how to scale, because
of course,
organic is great. It's kind of like your bread and butter, but you can't quickly scale if you need to, like through seasonal periods, or when you lose a piece of business and you want to get another piece of business in. So you have to kind of leverage both, and that's a very good point.
No, it's very important, because consistency at the end of the day is what we all want to achieve. No one wants to be making, I always say this, I'd rather make £50,000 a month every single month than make £100,000 one month, £0 the next month, £100,000, because there's an element of fear that is held within every single one of us. So it's like, oh my God, is this actually working? So that's what media buying does. So in my personal opinion, what I'd recommend, run your organic channels. Of course, run your organic channels. Focus on posting at least 1-2 videos, like 2 pieces of content a day minimum. You can put aside 30 minutes a day. You guys can do that. If you can post more, that's amazing. Try to do 2 at the bare minimum. And then on top of that, learn how to media buy. It doesn't mean that you have to start with £1,000 daily budget, but if you can learn how to start with a small budget, whatever it might be for you, whether that's £100, £50, £200, start with that budget, figure out what kind of ads, what kind of content is working. And the best thing about running things organically as well is you can see what kind of videos people like. So Leanne, for example, if you posted a piece of content that has amazing engagement, okay, the hook has, captivated lots of people. People are really engaged by content, and it's also converting well for you because it's such a captivating piece of content. In regards to posting an ad, you want to make a piece of content which is very similar to that. Because a big mistake a lot of people make is when they make adverts, they make it look like an ad. No one wants to scroll through TikTok and realize they're being sold to. It's like the number one thing that everyone hates. So what we want to do is we want to avoid that by making it look organic. So that's why I say leverage both together. Because guys, if you can make your ads look organic, people will watch it because they won't realize they're being sold to. And organically anyway, you'll have a bunch of followers, comments, whatever. People are reading this. People are like, oh my God, this is the social proof I needed in order to join you for whatever it is, whether you're selling ebooks or whether you're a Shopify partner or a TikTok partner, it could be anything. But that social proof is what helps validate our decision.
I love that. And it's something that affiliate managers need to know, because they often look at influencers or, content creators and they go, oh, that's, really engaged audience. But what they're forgetting is that on the background, sometimes those influencers are actually also paying for audience to augment their numbers. So it's very important that if you are going to start working with influencers, that you also look a little bit deeper into the analytics and ask them questions about how they're actually driving that audience, because
Definitely.
There is a difference between audience and community. I would say that I've built a really strong community, and that means that everybody that's there is there because they've found me organically and they've stuck, and because we nurture and support that community. Whereas other media partners that you work with, they might have a huge audience, but there's no engagement. So you're going to get brand reach instead of actual action taking customers. So. And you need both types of influencers in your program. You should be working with all different types of publishers and content creators. But I think having a strategy around whether you're going to only work with organic content creators who have built engaged audiences, and that's a long-term relationship that you're building. It's not going to be get me 1,000 sales every month. And then there will be the others that can go and get you 1,000 sales every month. So thinking about that and thinking about the strategies and how you layer that into your affiliate program is super important. Now, TikTok and Instagram's algorithms are constantly changing all the time, and ad requirements are constantly evolving. How do you keep your strategies adaptable? So what are you looking at on those 2 particular platforms that are trending, or new things that are coming out, and how do you find those things? Because I think affiliate managers need to know where to look as well, because often they're on the back foot. They only figure out that this is trending after it's already happened, and they've missed that window of opportunity to sort of get in with content creators that are leading the way. So how do you spot trends on those 2 platforms?
There's actually a really, really, really great acronym which might help almost every single person listening. So for me, this is probably the most valuable piece of advice I can ever give anyone. When it comes to posting an ad, making sure your business or your offer, whatever you're offering someone, is always up to date and actually captivating. I follow something called the Olsen technique.
Okay.
Now, the Olsen technique is, in my opinion, the best thing you can ever use when it comes to posting adverts or reworking your offer. And it essentially stands for originality, leveraged authority, speedness, easiness, and then newness. I know there's a lot of
this.
yeah, I don't think so, but it doesn't matter.
It works.
Anyway, but the way it works is at the O is like the most important section. So from the top is like highest priority, and then at the bottom is lowest priority. But this is what makes sure that you are constantly ahead. So when it comes to me posting my offers, for example, I just broke down my offer very, very simply. I just broke down kind of how it works. I always have to stay on top of the game. You can't be posting the exact same ads for 2 years straight. It doesn't work. There's something called a unicorn ad. A unicorn ad is amazing. It's your ad which will literally carry you for a very long period of time. I had one ad which was running for about 8 months. 8 months, and I had an amazing ROAS the entire time. Scale was high, everything was good. And then suddenly that ad died, and I was like, oh my God, is it over?
What do I do
Is
now?
it over? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then I got on a console call, and I learned the Olsen technique. Now, the Olsen technique is very important because having that originality at first is how you're going to differentiate yourself from someone else. For example, Leanne, you run a podcast, right? A lot of people in the world have podcasts. There's a lot of podcasts. Everyone listening has the opportunity to listen to anyone else. But there's a reason they choose to listen to you. There's a reason that they're listening to you currently. And the reason for that is because you have originality of your own angle. So originality boils down to who am I targeting and what kind of angle am I portraying, whether that be through your organic posts, like you mentioned, or whether that be through ads. I'll give you guys a great example, and it's something my mentor told me. There's a offer that people are running where it's, for weight loss. Weight loss is a big problem that's been going around for many, just since the start of Earth, to be honest, right? Everyone's always trying to lose weight. It's something that people struggle with, and it's something that people want a solution for, right? If I tell you I can help you lose or get to your dream body by taking this magic pill, you'd be interested, but it's a scam, right? Exactly. Yeah. But it's been around for ages. Loads of people have been selling weight loss pills since the start of my birth, right? I know my mum's taking some, sorry, mother. But no, but basically what it's branded is they re-angled the entire thing, and they said, did you know there's 5 kilograms of poop within your body? I know it sounds really weird, but that's how they angled it. And because, you hear that and you suddenly think, oh,
then I could lose 5 kilos just
exactly. I can lose 5 kilos. I'm going to lose. So then suddenly you're now listening because this isn't an angle you've heard before. You don't know he's about to sell you a weight loss pill, but then suddenly this magic pill is going to help you lose that 5 kilos by going to the loo. Now it sounds significantly more achievable because of his angle, right? So at the end of the day, he's still selling the same product everyone else is. But the reason that they stood out and absolutely destroyed the game was because of a new angle that they took. They took a fact which is there, something that people just overlook. Like, yes, there's 5 kilos of waste within your body. Okay. But they took that and used that as their angle. So everything was based off of that. It was like, okay, this pill is going to help remove the waste within your body, helping you lose that weight. So the end goal is, of course, to lose the weight. It's just a journey. How can I take the easiest journey possible? That's what people want. They want an easy journey.
I mean, because I am old, 20 years ago, we called that marketing. It was, or advertising, should I say, because it is, that's how they learned how to sell cars, cigarettes, Hoovers, whatever they were walking around in America. I mean, everything you're telling me now reminds me of like Mad Men, because that's exactly what they did. They took a product, created an angle, told a story about it, and then made people want it, even though they didn't know that they needed it. And that is the definition of what traditional marketing is.
That's really cool. I mean, history always repeats itself, so it's really interesting to see it come back, to be honest. But
for me, it is, because I was there at the beginning. But I mean,
well,
for
you should be a pro.
Oh, yeah. I need to do history lessons in affiliate marketing, maybe.
Maybe we should. No, that's the originality angle, right? And then leveraged authority is, okay, I want to take this pill, but how do I trust this company? I don't know anything about them, right? Why should I trust to listen to Leanne's podcast? I don't know anything about Leanne. I've only just heard of her now. How can I use leverage authority? People don't know who you are. They don't know who my brand is, Beckett. But what they do know is they know Shopify. They know this huge multi-billion-dollar brand. So I can say, for example, I'm a Shopify partner because I'm a partner of Shopify, which instantly gives me leveraged authority. Suddenly people understand, okay, he's clearly someone because this big multi-billion-dollar brand is sponsoring him. Or he's clearly someone because this multi-billion-dollar brand TikTok is also sponsoring him, right? So what I'm doing, instead of just leading on by saying, hey, I'm Khaled, the owner of Beckett, I say, hey, I'm Khaled, a Shopify-approved partner and a TikTok-approved partner, right? Lead with something stronger. And then from there, then you can say, I own Beckett, I'm offering this, right? The reason I'm doing that is to like make sure people trust me instantly.
This whole process that you're talking about can actually be plugged and played into affiliate recruitment, because many affiliate managers will lead with the product. Hi, I'm so-and-so from this company, and we have this 50% rev share offer on for you today. Whereas if they're led with, hi, we're the leading company in XYZ, we've got these awesome products that nobody else has, and we'd love to work with you because you've got XYZ. Like, the whole thing that you're talking about now is a playbook for affiliate recruitment.
Exactly. Guys, honestly, guys, I promise you, if any of you are running adverts, any of you guys are even doing organic content, please break this down, maybe separately. I know I've been a bit slow with it. Just break it down and see how you can implement it into your own business, because it did absolute wonders for me. It's doing wonders. I'm going to continue using this for the next 30 years, hopefully, and we'll see what happens with it. But it's honestly those two, so the O and the L, originality and leverage authority, will help you stand out significantly more than your competitors.
So let's talk about speediness, which we don't even know is a real word.
So I think it was actually speed, and I got nervous and I said speedness.
It's all right.
Okay.
Word now.
Okay, so speed is more or less how quick can I get these results. Okay. For example, like I said to Liam, I give you the example of a weight loss pill, right? It's like, okay, I want to lose weight by taking this magic pill. That sounds amazing, but how quick is this? And one thing that people are now learning is people don't want the most insane results over a long period of time. Everyone's lazy. Our retention span is extremely low. As a generation, it's like the lowest it's ever been. We all know this, right? That's why our hooks have to be absolutely amazing or someone scores off. So for us, it's like, I can't vision myself in 100 days time, but I can vision myself tomorrow or the day after tomorrow or next week. It's a bit easier for me to grasp. So having smaller results in a smaller time frame can sometimes help you more than promising the world in such a long duration. So for example, if I say by taking this pill, you can lose up to 3 kilos of body weight within your first week. Suddenly, that's an achievable result, right? Suddenly it's like, oh, okay, I can order this pill. If in a week it doesn't work, okay, so what? That doesn't work. But if it works, I'll just keep using it, right? That's suddenly our mindset, rather than going, oh, I have to take this pill for the next 50 days. But I get to lose 10 kilos, right? It's like, yes, the reward is greater, but also the time commitment is significantly longer. Guys, our most important, like, valuable asset in the world is time. So if you guys can reduce that time and that fear of like, oh, I have to do this for so long, suddenly it encourages people and incentivizes them more to hop onto whatever you're offering, whatever your program is, whether that's a rev share like you just mentioned before. Suddenly it's like, okay, this is a lot more achievable. Let me start with this.
Okay. And the next one, what's the E?
Easiness, right? Is it easiness or ease? I don't know. But anyway, ease is very, very simple, right? How easy is it? Okay. I'm offering to build you guys an e-commerce store. Amazing. But how much work do I have to do? Do I have to go to your office and sit with you as you build me a store? I don't want to do that. I'm nervous. Okay. Guys, since COVID, everyone's began working from home. Working from home has absolutely changed everything for people's lives. It's made it a lot better. You know, you can spend time with your family, spend time with your kids. It's just made life a lot more flexible for people, which is great. But also we need to stay up to date with that. So if you can combat any type of fear by making sure they understand how easy it is to use your product, to use your offer, it's going to take you a very far way. For example, I can say, hey, I'm going to build your e-commerce store that you can run from your own home, right? So what I'm doing is I'm using my originality, whatever angle I come up with. I say I'm a Shopify partner using my leverage authority. And then I go on to speed. I say, you can expect these results in 30 days, for example. And if you don't get it, I'll give you your money back, right? Speed and a money back clause. Happy days. And then ease is, and you can also run the store from the very comfort of your own home. So now suddenly I'm hitting someone with every single objection point they may have had, whilst also letting them know they can be comfortable inside of their home, or whether, obviously it differs depending on the business model. For example, the pill, you can say ease could be something like you only have to take the pill once a day, right? Just highlighting some benefits of your product. So taking it once a day, it's like, okay, at least I don't have to space this out 4 hours between every pill and not eat or drink an hour between. It gets complicated. So focus on your benefits, break down what your product is, break down what your offer is, and begin writing down every single benefit you can possibly think of. And begin going through the Olsen and try to list as many things as you can. And then in regards to newness, I think it is newness. That might be correct. But in regards to newness, the way this works is how new is your offer? How new is your product? So building e-commerce stores was not around 10 years ago. Well, maybe it was, but it was not around on the scale it is now. Not as many people are aware of making money online. Not as many people are aware of, I don't know, running an online business rather than a brick and mortar business 20 years ago. It just wasn't a thing. But in today's age, there's so many people who are making money from Shopify. Internet is absolutely ridiculous. The amount of reach and leverage that some of these people have, for example, Mangetsi or people like Jordan Bound or Nathan Nazareth, all of these top creators, they have an insane reach. And off the back end of that are people like me who are here ready to help people who also want to start their own journey. So how new is your product? How new is your offer, right? And that will take you a long way. But also it's at the bottom. The reason I'm saying it's at the bottom is because your offer, whatever you're offering, doesn't have to be the newest thing, because like I mentioned before, you can just focus on a different angle. And if that angle is brand new, then suddenly you're taking off 2 boxes at once.
So I want you guys to think about Olsen, and I want you to think about how do you apply that rule, as Khaled has explained it today, to your affiliate program when you're reaching out to affiliates, because often I think we forget some of those steps. We only do the O and the L and the N, and we forget the S and the E. And that could be the trigger points that actually get the affiliate to sign up and take action. So I think this has been like a little mini masterclass within a podcast. But before we end this podcast, I need to ask you how, like when you work with affiliate managers on programs like Shopify and, you know, whatever other programs you're working with, because I know you work with a lot, what are the things that they get wrong? Because I think traditional affiliate managers are used to working with publishers like SEO, you know, paid media, email marketers, and influencers are just such another breed. And they've only come into our peripheral vision over the last kind of 3 years or so, as these platforms have exploded and allowed affiliate marketing to take flight within the ecosystem. So give us a breakdown of like some of the, not pet peeves that you have, but like, what are the things that affiliate managers are getting wrong when they approach people like you who are content creators and influencers? And how can we help them to change their mindset and actually work with you guys a little bit better and make that process a little bit more streamlined?
Of course. So the first thing I want to do is give a massive shout out to TikTok, Shopify, and Zendrop. They have been absolutely the best platforms to work with. I'm sure you know a lot of people there, but like genuinely, there's been a very smooth journey with them. Okay.
What do they do right? What do those programs do right?
So I'll give you guys an example. Zendrop are actually superb at this. Zendrop's a lot smaller platform. For those of you that don't know what Zendrop is, it's a fulfillment service for dropshipping products. So the way it works is obviously I build the stores, I give people the products. I also give them the private suppliers, which are based on Zendrop, who will automatically fulfill their orders, right? So it's a very smooth process. They charge a subscription fee, similar to Shopify. That's how they make their money. And they give me, as a result, percentage of the subscription or a one-time payment at the very start. Now, Zendrop are amazing because they're very close contact. If I have an issue, if I want to suggest something, they're very quick to learn about it. And potentially, yes, it's because they're a much smaller business. They can listen more to people that they're working with. It's not as big of a chain of command where they have to ask questions and questions and questions to get it approved, etc. But for me, Zendrop are amazing. I had an issue before with a couple of suppliers and they've always been on par with me. They've been very open and honest. It's going to take this amount of time. And after that amount of time, you know, I always get the result they promise me.
So I'm hearing communication, like, you know, personalized communication. I'm hearing transparency in terms of problem solving. So good customer service, basically, is what you're looking for. Okay. What about on the commercial side, on the like negotiating deals and, you know, what do you think those other programs are doing right?
So with Shopify, I'd like to shout Shopify out here. Shopify are pretty good when it comes to monitoring your benchmarks and your progress. So obviously, guys, we're not going to give people 50% of whatever they're driving to our website if they're not doing well for us. If it's on an ultra high scale, then suddenly, okay, it might make more sense. Obviously not 50%, but like if it's on a super high scale, it might make more sense. But Shopify are really good at monitoring your benchmarks and telling you, okay, look, you're this far away from hitting this next level, hitting this next tier where you can make X amount of money more. So as someone that's, you know, working, I guess, as an extension of Shopify to help promote their platform, for me, it's like, okay, cool. I really want to hit these objectives because I know once I get to this level, I'll unlock this amount of money, right? Which will help my business this amount. This is how I see my scalability. So Shopify are really good in that sense because they have benchmarks in place, which are very easy for you to monitor. And of course, you have your own like affiliate manager who's very, very helpful. I have someone called Elena. She's an amazing lady. Very, very nice. All you have to do is just drop an email. Hey, Elena, where are we up to? Do you think we can get an increase over here? And then Elena will monitor the benchmarks, share that information with us. So very transparent. Once again, transparency is key.
So I like that. I like the fact that there's customer support, there's relationship management, and there's also coaching in terms of where you can earn more and where you can improve your own product. So there's feedback. Because a lot of the time affiliates feel like they're throwing information into the void and nothing ever comes back to them. And there's a lack of transparency about like, where do you want me to focus as an affiliate? How can I actually promote your business? And it's not just about taking the offers and pushing them live. It's about understanding where to eke out like further ROI. And with that feedback from them in terms of what products are working and, you know, like data sets that they have across the entire spectrum, that helps you to actually perform better. And pretty much that's why we're all here, is to make sure that our publishers and our partners and our content creators are performing better and delivering more revenue for our business. What's the one thing that you love about TikTok?
So I actually was on a cool TikTok after the conference. By the way, their conference was really fun. I had a great time. I love attending these things. It's really just, for me, it's also really cool because suddenly you're meeting a bunch of other creators who are working alongside you that you never knew before. And you get to hear their strategies. It's like everyone's sharing, because at the end of the day, the more you win, the more they win, right? It's a very rare situation where it's actually a win-win situation. It's very, very rare to ever run into that, but everyone wins together.
So do you like those in-person contact touch points with the programs that you manage?
Definitely.
So you see, that is a completely different mindset to how other publishers work. Normally, they don't ever want to be contacted. They're doing their little bits behind the screen. They want a Skype message every now and then. So guys, if you're listening to this, if you are looking to work with influencers and content creators, you do need to kind of have more of a personal touch point with him. That's what I'm picking up here from Khaled. He wants to actually talk to you. He wants to actually know who you are. He wants to understand how to work with your business. So I think that's a really good place to kind of like, you know, wrap up that point, is great customer service, you know, feedback in terms of what I'm doing right, what I'm not doing right, and personal communication. So actually knowing and having a relationship with your affiliate manager. So those are really, really great points. The last thing I want to ask you, because we are coming to the end of this session, is what do you think the trends are that are going to happen in the influencer space on TikTok and Instagram? Like, what should affiliate managers be looking out for in terms of finding more value on these channels, whether it's X, LinkedIn, you know, whatever one floats their boat and works in their industry? What do you think 2025 is going to yield for us? Do you think there's still going to be growth? Do you think that micro and nano influencers are something that affiliate managers need to be bringing into their businesses? Like, do you think the e-commerce landscape is going to explode? Your prediction for 2025?
So my prediction, and once again, history repeats itself over and over and over and over again. For example, before people used to sell on TV, right? There used to be like telesales. Now you have TikTok Live, so people are literally selling on TikTok Live, which is the new form of telesales, right? History repeats itself, and every time it does, it's a huge opportunity to take advantage of it. Now, one thing we saw, especially towards the start of the creative program of any creators about 10 years ago, was very personalized content. It was people holding a camera, vlogging, actually sharing their life, raw content. And that is what people are absolutely craving for at the moment. There's so much high production content. What I'm finding, and especially like a lot of people that I'm talking to, a lot of my network, what they're finding is just being raw and authentic with the camera is significantly more profitable than all of this high production stuff. Yes, you might get more views. Of course, you might get more views with high production content. And that's what happens with lots of content creators. But like I said before, and like you mentioned, having that community is significantly better than having just an audience. So an audience is someone that might watch a video, but they won't remember you. But having that community, someone that can actually relate to you in a sense through this raw content, right? It's significantly easier to relate through raw content. That's going to take you much further. So my recommendation is begin looking to the smaller creators, people who, yes, they might not have 1 million followers, but they have 7,000 followers. They're averaging 3,000 views, for example, but it's the same viewers consistently. Their comments are the same people commenting consistently. They have their own little communities, because as long as you guys are offering something you truly believe will help this creator and their community, there's no reason they wouldn't promote it, because everyone will be winning. It's like me with Shopify, right? The reason I promote Shopify is because I use Shopify for my e-commerce stores. I know Shopify is a great platform. The reason I promote TikTok is because I promote adverts through TikTok personally. I know my customers with their Shopify store can use TikTok to actually generate revenue and sales. The reason I promote Zendrop is because I know they have a good supplier. So them coming to someone like me, where on my Beckett account, for example, on Instagram, I believe we have 10,000 followers, but they actually came to us when we had about 2,000 followers. So they came to us very early, and they spotted the opportunity when we weren't as big to say to us, hey, we want to work with you. They built an amazing relationship to prevent us from going to people, for example, like their competitors called AutoDS, who are another huge platform. The reason we don't work with AutoDS is because Zendrop came to us, they built a good relationship with us, and as a result, there's no reason for us to now, once we've got slightly larger, move away from them.
I kind of want to say preach, because all I ever talk about is building good affiliate relationships and really like doubling down on human partnerships, because I believe that that is what drives this industry forward, and it's literally just come out of your mouth. So guys, I bang my drum. You hear me say it all the time. This is the living proof. You've now heard it from a 20-something, TikTok, Instagram, e-commerce guru who has come on the show and shared a number of value bombs for you to learn from. So hopefully you'll be able to take this away. You'll be able to implement some of the things that Khaled is talking about in the relationships that you're managing from the influencer side within your affiliate programs, which is becoming a massive part of the partnership economy. And I love the two gems that you've left us with in terms of what 2025 is going to bring, because I 100% agree with you with my 20 odd years of experience. Community marketing is the way forward. It's the way that you are going to build connections with your customers, and forget about audiences and build that community instead, because you want to have engagement. I'd rather work with an affiliate that has 2,000 followers and every time he says something, they take action, than an affiliate that's got 25,000 followers and, people see it, but they never really engage. And there's also a case for you guys to work with both. So, think about your segmentation in your program, think about what your objectives are and what your goals are for each quarter, and make sure that you're working with a different segment of partners.
I just have one last very small thing that I'd like to also just recommend. Guys, if you're reaching out to creators and just anyone, if you want to work with anyone, do not just cold outreach them and just hope for a reply back. It will not work. Okay, it's not going to work.
Tell me why it doesn't work, because I also tell everybody that too.
Okay.
But tell me why.
For example, from my perspective, I have maybe 500 DMs come through a day. And I'll be honest, I do not open any of these DMs on my branded accounts or anything like that. And if I do, it'll be one of my VAs who are helping support teams. And they won't translate it to me if it doesn't look absolutely insane. And if it does look insane, it looks like a scam. So when it comes to reaching out to content creators, there's new ways to do it. I'll give you guys a really good example. Someone actually tagged me. They made a private Instagram story and they tagged me on their post, and they wrote down, it literally just said, hey, Khaled, I was the only person on this. It was called Close Friends Private Story. So they only added me to the story on Instagram. They tagged me, so it came up in my notifications as a mention. I was like, oh, who's mentioned me? Because guys, you do not get mentioned on stories and stuff. Yeah, it's like what's happening? So I click on that, and then suddenly it's a guy saying, hey, Khaled, I just wanted to reach you faster. I made you a VSL breaking down exactly how I can help you with your business by implementing X, Y, and Z. And then he had a link there, and I was like, oh my, this is the most genius thing I've ever seen. Because that to me instantly stood up. I was like, okay, this person's using something I've never seen before. This is the smartest way I've ever seen of anybody outreaching to me, especially if I didn't know them, because I've never ever seen that before. I'm not sure how many of you guys have seen that, but that's so
I've had
new and
Loom
amazing.
videos. I get Loom videos all the time asking me to promote and, this product, that product. But I'm kind of done with the Loom videos. So if you're listening and you want to reach me and tell me to promote something, please don't send me a Loom video. Yeah, I like this.
Yeah,
so are you working with that business?
No, I don't like that VSL. But there's not to build it. The only thing I'm saying is I usually wouldn't even open the DM. I wouldn't even know they made me a VSL. I'd never realize that ever. But because of the way that they outreach me by tagging me on the story, this close friend story with just me on it, I thought to myself, okay, this person's insane initiative. I would have never thought about myself. I need to watch this video. And because of that, it then made me decide, okay, I need to watch this. Yes, what he was offering wasn't the best. Sorry, but it's just something I wanted to say.
But he made it through the jungle. So,
yeah, he did make it through the jungle, exactly.
Well, the other thing is, the other thing that affiliate, and I know we're carrying on a little bit longer than what we normally do, but this is important. Affiliate managers also need to learn patience because your timing is not the timing of the content creator. They might have 5 other clients that they're trying to deliver on, and they just can't take you on right now. But he's made an impression. And if he leaves that company and goes somewhere else, he's made a connection that will go with him. So no contact is ever wasted, even if the deal doesn't happen right there and then. That's my firm belief. So I think that's a brilliant story, and I thank you for sharing that with me. I think everybody's going to go and try it now, but might get a flood of private Instagram stories going around, but it's great advice, and that's exactly what affiliate managers need to hear. So I appreciate you coming on and sharing all of this with us.
No worries. Thank you, Leanne, for having me. I hope everyone found some value in this call.
We are kicking off something super exciting for 2025. The Affiverse Crystal Ball Challenge. This is your chance to make bold predictions about the future of affiliate marketing this year. Thinking of tech innovations, new growth areas, big industry challenges, and even wild out-of-the-box ideas. We want to hear it all. The best part? Your predictions will be voted on by the community, analyzed by some leading industry experts, and if yours is selected, you could win an exclusive perks, features, and ultimate bragging rights as a 2025 Affiverse Affiliate Visionary Award. Ready to get involved? Visit our website at affiversemedia.com for the link to join and put your submissions in. Let's shape the future of affiliate marketing together this year.
That's a wrap for this week's Affiliate Marketing Podcast. If you're loving what we're putting down, why not head over to Apple iTunes and give us a 5-star review? Make sure to subscribe to our podcast and our YouTube channel so you never miss another insightful episode or one of our free webinars ever again. Tune in next week for more digital affiliate marketing insights, trends, tips, and content to keep your affiliate and performance marketing fresh and your partners driving consistent sales.